official sports radio show of Chapman Radio airs noon Monday through Thursday and is hosted by Thomas Doyle and Evan Andriola. Tune in to hear interviews from Chapman athletes, coaches, and more.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is what I like.
The new Chapman Radio. More of today's hit music starts now.
It's worthless and not mine. Pieces that you don't leave me out of your lives. But I doubt that you are spending time. It wasn't mine. I hope that you don't leave me out of your life. I hope that you don't leave me out. I could love.
More of today's hit music. Now. The all-new Chapman Radio.
Welcome to Girls on Film with Chapman Radio.
Follow us on our socials at Girls on Film Radio.
Hey everyone!
2 p.m. No, actually 1:59, 25 seconds.
We
until
are
2
a little bit early,
p.m.
but
Would you rather us start before 2 or start at like 2:03? What does the
we got some
audience
listeners.
know?
My
What
dad's
is
on the line.
What do the listeners want?
Hey guys, welcome to Girls on Film Radio. I'm Izzy.
And I'm Maddie.
No filter, no boys, just two Dodge girls talking about the films that we want to talk about. Today is our last episode of the semester. I'm gonna sing. I wish we could have like a clap sound effect, but I don't know how to use those, so I'm scared. I don't even want to try. Oh my god! Yes!
That's so good, and I think we can also use it.
I have the little like board over here, but I'm scared.
We're just
I'll let
using
you.
other people's.
Do you want to play some other fun
audios.
ones since it's our last episode?
Yeah, because it's the last episode. But a countdown to reveal what the episode's gonna be about.
Was
Let's
it
see
till
how-
10?
10, 9,
This is so
8,
scary.
So real.
7,
Anyway,
6,
I don't like it.
5,
What is
4,
the episode gonna be about?
3, 2, 1.
Izzy and Maddie make a movie.
Movie of our lives.
A movie of our lives. So this episode is gonna be me and Maddie pitching each other a movie based on our lives. Somewhat.
Yeah,
Maddie's a screenwriter, so she.
Yeah, I am a screenwriter, and this is like all I do ever. So
Which
this
is perfect.
This was just like no, but for the films that I write and I like doing, they're
Not
like,
your life,
they're
which is
like
a challenge.
They're like serious, but not in the fact that it's supposed to be reflective of real life. It's serious and that it's like scary or like a horror.
Okay.
Which is a different kind of serious.
Okay.
But this is supposed to be like. It was so
I'm
hard
putting
for
you
me
up
to do this.
for a challenge.
But I have like a basic idea. Do I have it very thorough? No. But it's okay. But do we have any announcements before the episode starts?
We will let y'all know the results of the Chapman Radio Awards tomorrow night.
Yes. And
Thank you everyone for voting.
Yes. They sent out an email yesterday. The staff of radio sent out to all the DJs that they have all the results. So that's funny and
so they
scary.
know. They know.
Yeah.
But we'll know tomorrow. If you don't already, follow us on Instagram at Girls on Film Radio. We will not be doing an episode till next semester, which will be like 3 months from now.
Yeah,
which is
because
sick.
This is the last week of Chapman spring semester classes, and then next week is finals and move out, and then it's summer.
But if you follow us on Instagram, we like to repost fun things on our Instagram story.
Yeah,
so
we'll probably periodically update the account so that you all remember and
that we exist.
won't
We're
let it
alive.
die.
We will be alive. I think that's the only really announcement. This episode will be up on Spotify later if you want to listen to it or steal our ideas.
I'm not sure. This might be like fake news. I'm not sure, but Chapman Radio was looking for new designs for stickers, and I think
they still
it's
are. Maybe
because they're gonna do the reveal of it tomorrow during the Chapman Radio Awards, which will be in Irvine Lecture Hall at 10 p.m. If you are a Chapman
diehard
DJ
fan.
and you forgot, you gotta go.
Yes,
it's
it's gonna be a time. It is required. But yeah, we're gonna get into the episode. So I don't know what came into my mind. Were we at the farmers market when I came up with this
really
idea?
Loud.
What?
My chair.
Oh. Well, were we at the farmers market when I came up with this idea?
We were out doing something.
We were doing some. Were we at? Maybe we're at our storage unit. I was thinking, oh, maybe it would be fun as a good culmination episode. We were trying to think like, oh, what would be a good thing to end the season off on? And I was like, oh, we should try and make a movie based on our lives and cast it with all the fun people that we talked about throughout the season and give inspiration from all those movies that we talked about throughout the season.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think I know Izzy has like two very big ideas, whereas I literally have barely like. My mic is also messed up. Casted anything, but I'll go into why I did not really like cast anything. And yeah, if you're listening live and would like to watch our beautiful faces, you can check out the live stream at Chapman Radio's YouTube channel.
Yes.
And this will also be posted on YouTube, Spotify, yada yada.
You know the deal.
Yeah.
You know the deal. You can go first. I'm gonna let you go first.
Why me first?
Because mine might take a bit.
Okay.
I just have a lot of like Izzy thoughts.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So
give me a title. Do you have a title?
I barely had a title. I don't have a title yet.
Okay, I'll come up with a title.
Okay, so my log line was: after abandoning a past love out of ridicule and embarrassment, a young woman rekindles the tenderness she once had for a childhood companion. And I know,
girl, serve.
And I didn't know were we allowed to look at each other's documents. I was looking through yours because I didn't know like what.
You can look at mine.
But I saw in both of ours.
Don't spoil.
No, I was going to say, without looking at yours, having written my 3 words to describe the film, we both use the word nostalgic. And I think that's just very telling of the kind of things that we like to make.
Yeah.
Because if you're asked to make something that's supposed to be
about your life?
Talking about your life, it's going to be nostalgic in some way. But I think ours are going to be nostalgic in 2 different ways.
Yes.
I think so. My 3 words to describe the film were nostalgic, reflective, and awkward.
Okay.
And basically, the inspiration from this was the fact that I have a stuffed animal named Pigsby that I have grown up with since I was a little kid and grew up an only child, grew up in a divorced house where I was like bouncing between 2 houses.
Okay.
And it was basically like a comfort blanket. And I didn't realize that until I was like way older, that I was like, oh wait, this is why it's like the one consistent friend that I had like all throughout my childhood and all throughout like growing up and stuff. But as I got into like middle school or like around that age of like puberty and stuff, you get like a level of embarrassment and like shame when you indulge in the things that like brought you comfort when you were younger because you have this expectation that you're supposed to be.
The bullies hit that.
Yeah, and there's like this expectation that you're supposed to already be mature and like act a certain way when you're literally 13. Why? But it's very much imposed just by other teenagers. Like no adult expects you to like be acting like this, but like, you know, like just via like the media I was consuming, which was primarily YouTube, all of like the beauty vloggers, the Bethany Modas.
They didn't have stuffed animals.
Yeah, they didn't. Exactly. It wasn't, they didn't have stuffed animals. They had like perfect, cute little lives. They had crushes on boys. They were wearing makeup and going to Bath and Body Works. I was like, okay, this is my moment. But that's what kind of inspired this. And I was thinking in terms of like the structure of it, it would be like the first act would be establishing this relationship. And then the second...
Oh, the old relationship.
Yeah. But so with the log line, like me talking about like a past love out of ridicule and embarrassment, it's the love.
Okay.
It was that. So
you play in the audience.
Yeah. Rekindling the tenderness she once had for a childhood companion.
Okay.
And that's talking in terms of like the
So it's not a romance.
No.
You tricked me.
Okay, but
you tricked me.
I would not consider it a romance, but there's going to be like romantic themes.
Okay.
But in terms of the structure, I was thinking the first act would be like establishing this and why the bond is so strong. The second act is like that transitional period where you're like trying to detest and like get away from all the things that you associate with your childhood because you're trying to mature and grow up. But in this third act, which is like where I am now in my life, it's like you at 19, 20, young adult age coming to terms with the fact there's nothing to be ashamed of or like nothing wrong with indulging with things that bring you comfort because you're human. Like you're not going to be resilient and strong all the time. You know? And the one moment that kind of like catalyzed this that I would want within that third act was when this man that I was talking to that I had like I had like a big crush on him.
Can you name drop first letter?
You know who this is.
Okay.
It's W.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, so I really liked this boy, and it was very much like I had the mentality like, oh, I can change him. Like, I can fix him. And I really liked him and all this stuff. And then he told me that he did not want to pursue anything anymore. And one of the first things that he told me was because I liked squishmallows. Like, I liked stuffed animals.
Literally,
and I thought it was weird.
I'm telling you, when I saw Maddie crying because someone told her that squishmallows weren't a thing for teenage girls to have, like 18-year-olds, shut up, first of all.
Yeah, exactly.
Second of all, the majority of people that buy squishmallows and are putting squishmallows in business are 18-year-old girls.
Yeah.
So shut up,
and it's
dude.
as if this man wasn't
playing Fortnite.
Yeah, and wasn't also indulging in, like, Pokemon and, like, all these animated shows. And, like, if you're a grown man or a grown teenager and you, like, the only media you consume is, like, those animated Rick and Morty type shows, you are the issue and you are the problem. But that's what kind of catalyzed this idea because
you're so smart.
Because it, like, totally brought back these, like, memories of, like, me. Because with Pixby, like, I would always have her on my bed when I was, like, younger. And, like, I would bring her back and forth. And then as I was getting, like, 11, 12, I was like, okay, I don't need to bring her between houses anymore. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then I, like, put her in my my closet at my dad's house. So she, like, just was not out. But then when I was moving, like, when COVID started and, like, everyone was alone doing whatever, I was, like, going through my stuff. And I was like, why? Like, why?
Why did we put her away?
Yeah, why did we put her away? Why am I, like, trying to be so much older and mature and, like, present as this thing where it's like, you're a multifaceted human, girl. Like, you can have different things. You can be strong and resilient and all this stuff, but then still find comfort in the things that you grew up with. But that man brought up these, like, emotions that I didn't realize. But then it also gave me this, like, arc of coming to terms, like, fully coming to terms with, like, why should I be ashamed of the things that I like? Why should I be ashamed of the things that bring me comfort?
Also, like, the fact that he had an issue with squishmallows and not literally anything else about
that
you.
was literally
like, that's the thing. It's not like you're crazy. You have stuffed animals. Oops, sorry.
He was like, our interests aren't the same. And, like, I think it's weird. And I was like, oh my God, you are the weirdo. You only wear tie-dye. Like, so I, like, it was, and then.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was like, when then that third act, I would want that to be, like a really big, like, main part. Because then when I, like, met my current boyfriend, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. I know he's listening. He's studying for his EP Spanish test. That's tomorrow. He was, like, the first guy that I, like, talked to after all these, like, really bad experiences, and I wasn't really counting on anything really happening from it. And then he was totally, like, one of the first things that we talked about was Emily, the big squishmallow. And I sent him, like, a bunch of voice messages as we were first talking, me telling him, like, the whole story about it. And at that point, I did not care, like, what any man thought. And, like, if he thought it was weird, he thought it was weird.
Oops.
I already had that experience. Exactly. No, but he was, like, totally engaged and wanting to talk to me about it. So I was like, okay, this is a green flag. And then look at us now. We're almost 4 months. We've almost been dating for 4 months, and it's been amazing and lovely. And he, like, encourages me to like this stuff. Like, he gets me squish and, like, all these different things. And it's so sweet.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
But that's, like, the basic story of it.
Are you gonna have the Mr. W man be a character? Because you said this and it reminded me of the iCarly Pee Wee Baby guy, and now I feel bad for the Pee Wee Baby guy.
Yeah, because, like, why?
Okay, the way that he did it was a little creepy. Where he had them like little shrine cube
in
things,
and then he had the whole like Tupperware box.
But
them.
That was a exaggerated version of like
was totally
this. But it just reminded me of that where it's like now I'm thinking back on it like
did he ride a motorcycle? I don't remember. I
think he
probably did. And he wore like a leather jacket or something.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like not to say that COVID is like the catalyst to all of this, but like I feel like
it is.
COVID kind of like
it's a catalyst for one of mine too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you're contained in a space and you're isolated from the rest of the world, all you have is yourself. Yeah. So why are you not allowing? It's like the whole idea, I think this is also just like me growing up and kind of coming to terms with this as well, is that like you should not be afraid to like do the things that you want, because who do you think you are to think that other people are focused on you? Yeah. Like you are not hot beep, you know, you're like not hot, you know, hot S-H-I-T. Yeah, you're not that. I'm sorry to say, but all of us cannot collectively be that. So like even though that
do
sounds
what you
bad,
want.
It's such a good thing too. It's so liberating and freeing. But at first, as I was writing this, I was like, this is sounding too serious and I don't like it. Because as I was looking for like cinematographers that I wanted to do it for, I was thinking of like stylistically, I wanted it to be very like muted in color and tone because that's what I established like or I think I associate nostalgia with. So like the Palo Altos, the Florida Projects, like the farewells kind of stuff. But then I was like, that's not the tone that I want it to be because my life is not that serious. My life's not that serious. So I was like, okay, whatever with that. But so the way that we kind of planned out each of our films was the title, logline, 3 words to describe your film, director, writer, cinematographer, soundtrack, casting and characters, and then like
the actual idea.
The actual idea. And I went in with the actual idea first, just so that like everyone can get like a sense of it. Whatever.
Also, we're gonna try to each do this in 20 minutes.
It's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
But so for my director, I was like, I'm like the most, and this is like the woman that inspires me like the most, at least for my career right now. Who?
I forgot her name. It's Jenny's body. Jennifer's body.
Yeah, Diablo Cody.
Yep, I knew the name was cool.
Yeah, Diablo
High five. I'm
Cody
smart.
is like, she is a screenwriter and director, and she got her start just by like just writing stuff about her very weird life. Like her first book was about. It was called Candy Girl, and it was her talking about how she was a stripper and like all of this weird stuff that was happening in her life. And then, if you don't know who she is, she also wrote and directed Juno. She wrote and directed Jennifer's Body. She has and Tully, that one movie. So she's been like, you know, established and does a lot of stuff. But all of her films are very female focused, but they're so like unique and like there's just like a weird kind of like. There's
not one consistent style, but for some reason, when you put all of them together, it makes sense.
Exactly, that's totally it. She understands that the female experience is not like one-dimensional, and that there's so many different ways in which a woman is going to experience their life. Whether it be that you're eating boys and like
you just said eating boys.
Yeah, eating boys like in Jennifer's Body, or like the whole Juno situation where she gets pregnant and then has to then struggles with that, and then Tully like. The whole pregnancy thing, motherhood and all of that stuff. I just love her writing style. But then I was like, okay, she's funny, but like not as funny as I want. And one of my favorite coming of age comedies is Blockers. I have not talked about this movie enough. It's one of my favorites. Kay Cannon, she's also a woman as well, and she directed and written Blockers, and then she also directed Pitch Perfect, all 3. Or like was involved in all 3 of them. Okay. And that comedy style is I just love it because it's not rooted in reality, but then for Blockers at least, I feel like teenage comedy is so just outlandish and out there, and we just say like the weirdest, randomest stuff, and she pinpoints that so well. So either of them as directors team up and direct Maddie's life. Writer, obviously me, duh. But then also Diablo Cody, because she is known to be a screenwriter and inspiration for all. And then I was like, who else? Because I wanted to keep this like female focus. And then I was like, oh my god, Greta Gerwig, like hello. Even though she is a director, she also wrote Lady Bird, which was like which was like her life in Sacramento, in this like town in the middle of nowhere. So I was like, okay, this is totally Maddie coded, as every teenage girl says. So both of them. And then cinematographer, I was like, okay, I want to keep this female focused, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to pick a cinematographer. So someone film it. Just someone do it.
Yeah, so I just chose. I saw on yours as well. You mentioned Booksmart because, duh, that's like totally our lives. Cinematographer for Booksmart, Jason McCormick. I love just in general, though, like stylistically, it was so cool the way that he did it. I really liked it a lot. It was very like sporadic and out there, and just like so much stuff was going on, but he was able to keep it so concise, and like each scene does not like blend into the next one, that you think it's all one like blur of a moment. Like everything has its own moment, and it's so good. So I really like that. Sorry, it's a man. Ooh, gross. And then soundtrack was kind of hard. I was going to just do like a soundtrack of my life, and I did make this a Spotify playlist. Don't know where it is though. It's not there. But for each act, again, because I wanted to be like a playthrough of my life, it would be like, oh, these are the songs I grew up with. These are the songs I was listening to then. These are the songs that I like now.
So good.
But there's a song. Okay, Samia is a singer who I love, but she was also an actress in that one movie that you didn't.
Samia?
I've never seen her act in anything, but she was in that one Netflix movie that you saw.
The one that I
bad.
just watched that I'm gonna mention in like 2 seconds.
Yes, the one that you did not like. I saw her in just like in passing. I was like, what the hell? It's because she has these very beautiful big eyes, and I was like, she looks so familiar. And then she was acting in it. She was like one of her friends, right?
Yep. I'm gonna mention that movie in a second. It's called Along for the Ride.
Along for the Ride on Netflix just came out. But she has a song, and I was kind of thinking like I have all of these upbeat like songs. I need at least probably one sad like slower song if it's supposed to be reflective and very nostalgic. She has a song called "Is There Something in the Movies," which is so like.
That's good. I'm writing that down.
No, but a lyric in the song is I carried around a stuffed pig in my arms until I was 5, and I was like, why is that actually literally me? It was not until
You
5.
don't even need to write a song for the movie.
No,
it's
it's literally that, and I was like, that is so
Maddie coded.
So Maddie coded, amazing. And then because I wasn't really sure like
Casting?
Yeah, whatever. And then for one of the songs I chose If I Fall by The Story So Far, my favorite band, and
I have listened to that one.
And he is talking about drugs and like if he relapses, the whole thing about the song is like if he relapses, will his family and friends be there if he falls? And like even though I would not be talking about it in terms of like drugs, but just like in terms of the things that you used as a means to like seek comfort or like that kind of stuff, are they still going to be there even though you abandon it or like that kind of stuff? I kind of took it in those kinds of terms.
Okay.
So it kind of applies. For casting, literally, I only had like myself and then one of my friends because I was like, this was my thing.
One of my friends, not including me.
Casting, well, I put, everyone knows that you would literally be highly Haley Seinfeld, which you wrote for yourself too. But for me at least, I don't like it when casting agents and films just use BIPOC people as a means to be like token characters. Not my thing, whatever. But for this casting, because it's supposed to be an accurate depiction of my life, I really wanted to prioritize having people that are of that ethnicity and race to be playing those characters, but it's so hard. Like, I could not find anyone to play my mom or my dad or anything because impossible. Where of the older Asian men and women? Lame.
In Everything Ever All at Once.
Or they're just East Asian,
Yeah.
whereas I'm Southeast
Yes.
Asian. So it's like, can I just pick a struggle?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was a really good accent.
Oh
Good
my
job.
god. But for me,
Let someone else can cast
yeah,
it.
for me, I casted myself as Eli. I want Ali Cravalho to be me, especially for
I-
Crush. Her character in Crush is very different than
haven't
what she
watched
usually
Crush.
does because at least she's showing that she's not always going to be a happy bubbly girl all the time.
Okay.
I feel like that's like,
'Cause-
but then also I was like, how about Lana Condor? She's Vietnamese. Lana Condor and I both have the very
I don't
round-
like Lana Condor.
Why?
her acting style doesn't fit you.
No, but have you haven't seen Deadly Class, which is one of my favorite shows, but she plays like a badass like motorcycle girl. But she's supposed to play a Japanese character even though she's Vietnamese. Which
Okay,
rubbed me
Ayuli
the wrong way.
Cravalho,
I love her.
All Together Now is a movie on Netflix that came out a while ago. Add it to your list. She's really good in it.
All Together Now.
All
I
Together
just
Now.
see that in her.
And then also Rise. You ever see the show Rise?
No.
That was like a drama show where a
All
high school tries to
Together
put on
Now.
Spring Awakening and she's like the main girl.
Oh, it's based off a book.
Yeah.
What is this? What is All Together Now?
Girl is homeless and lives in a school bus with her mother and goes to high school but wants to audition for like a really famous school for singing.
Why is she
romance.
auditioning for all this stuff in all of her movies?
I don't know.
But yeah, Ali Cravalho or Lana Condor. But then I was like, oh, this is just so much because if I'm trying to do it at me at different stages of my life, how am I gonna find all these young people?
That's for someone else to.
Yeah, and I couldn't find young.
You have 4 minutes.
Southeast
You got
Asian.
4 minutes on your
well,
pitch.
I don't even have that much more. I
Okay,
don't.
go for it.
I
Keep
could
going.
not find Southeast Asian young people. It's all like East Asian little kids, which is so cute and funny. My mom said Ali Wong can play her. Mom, okay, yeah, but no.
No.
I feel like she's too raunchy.
She's too old.
Like, she doesn't look like. I don't think. Like, could Lana Condor be her daughter?
No.
No. My mom also said Joe Coy can play my dad, who's like a Filipino comedian. No. Joe Coy does not look like my
I don't know
dad.
who that is.
And he's not even funny. His whole
No.
comedy style is making fun of his mom,
Yeah.
who's
No, I'm okay.
an older Filipino woman, which
No,
I don't like.
I think we can find a better fit for your mother, not Ali Wong. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Candy
like,
Beers cannot be Ali Wong.
No, exactly. And then
You can play she can play herself.
That's okay. So I was thinking like of these things that try and like replicate their lives. Like a lot of people just cast their like parents. to do-
PTA did that in Licorice Pizza, where the main girls,
Yeah.
Himes, her sister, and her family
yeah.
were all her
Syncing.
actual family.
So exactly that. So I'm sorry to say that they play the most biggest pivotal characters.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
So it's okay that they're playing by
Yeah.
people who are not actors.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly how I was trying to say it. But yeah, and then like my best friend Angela back home, I was thinking either Gideon Adelon or, in terms of like I feel like she's a very good actress. Like I really like her a lot. But no one really likes like Angela as a Latina woman. She is not very represented in like any kind of stuff. And then I was like, like, are there any young Latina actresses? But the only like Latina actresses that I could ever find
a list.
are always like, but they don't, because Angela is like, she does not, you know, like it's the whole thing about like representation and like how it's not going to be accurate because there's not enough people. So it's like, okay, like Isabella Merced is cool and she's very talented too, but like she doesn't look like her. And I tried to do it like not only race and ethnicity, but also how they look.
Yeah.
Because if I have control over it, I'm going to try and make it accurate. Could not find it. But yeah, that's basically. My mom said Olivia Munn can play me if I'm like old.
Olivia.
You know who Olivia Munn is? She's
I
like
thought you said your mom. She can play your mom or
no,
you.
Play me.
No.
I'm like, what?
No.
That's so
no.
When I'm like 40, my mom said Olivia Munn can play you, period. And my mom said Lucy Liu can play me too.
Lucy Liu, okay.
And then when I said that Ali Wong can't play my mom because she's too raunchy, my mom said I'm raunchy. Oh my god.
Katie Beers is not raunchy.
But yes, that's my film. Would it be just called?
Can you do the
clap
clap sound?
I don't know.
Clap sound. Applause. Applause. Yay.
Okay. Yeah. But then
what?
Drum roll for me, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Would the title just be Pigsby? I don't know, maybe. But what's Izzy's called?
An Extra 24. Okay, before we get into it, if you're tuning in now, welcome to Girls on Film Radio. I'm Izzy.
I'm Maddie.
And we're pitching movies about our lives. So I have 2 ideas. Oh my gosh! Oh,
wait, these are funny.
No! Okay, we're gonna get caught up. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. We need to upload some fun ones. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I came up with 2 ideas. One is the main idea, and the other one is, I think, a more possible thing to write. So my first idea is a film. It's called An Extra 24. My logline is, when an extra 24 hours a day still doesn't seem like enough time, Izzy meets Logan, who shows her how to live like there's only 24 hours left.
I like that.
Dude, I'm writing like a Netflix movie. Like, this is just like, it's just cheesy, it's silly. The 3 words I use to describe it are nostalgic, warm-hearted, and curious.
Nostalgic will always, yeah.
And then I prefaced all the rest of my ideas by saying that I would want to write a book about my life first, or like a book, or like a diary, a collection of journal entries or something, or maybe a fictional story about my life, and then I would want to turn it into a movie because I love reading books, and I would want a book version before I made a movie. Someone could write the script.
Yeah.
I'll get into it. But this idea is based on an essay that I wrote to get into Emerson College called An Extra 24. For theater, I wrote this essay. They were asking, what would you name the movie of your life if you were going to make the movie of your life up until now? And then all my friends in high school always used to tell me, how do you get so much stuff done in one day? Like, how do you do it? There's only 24 hours in a day. How is it possible? And I would make the joke with them and say, like, I have an extra 24 hours than an average person. So I have 48 hours in one of my days, which is how I get so much stuff done. And that was like my little joke. And so I wrote this little essay. And since then, I've always had this idea to do like some movie based on the fact that this girl has extra time in her day. Before I get into what it's actually about, director, me, I want to direct my own movie.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well, because it's about me. So I'm going to direct it. And then I had a few options, but I cut some out. First option is Olivia Wilde. Controversial in dating Harry Styles, but aside from that, she did direct Booksmart.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much a really, not accurate, but a really good representation of what like the inside my mind feels like at all times. And I just love that movie. So I think her style in that movie would really well suit this like kind of
like chaotic, like a lot of things going on at once.
And then another idea, Josh Boone directed Stuck in Love. Again, it's a man, but the tone of that like nostalgic, romantic family, that I want that thrown in. And then speaking of Along for the Ride, I didn't write this down, but I thought of it earlier. I want that type of movie, like that Netflix cheesy, like easy to watch, good. It has to be good. The script has to be good because that
like
movie was bad.
It's like Stuck in Love. That's an easy watch.
It's an easy watch. It's not Interstellar. I'm not making it super out there. I want it to be easy. Easily digestible.
Yeah, unless you're freaking like Elon Musk or something, your life is not that like
it doesn't have to be
complex and complicated, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, and I should say this. I'll get into it later. This is not like my whole life planned out. Like Maddie has her beginning, middle, end, or beginning, middle, now. This is more just like
a chunk of your day.
A chunk of my life, but a supernatural chunk of my life. Writers, I wrote Maddie.
I will write this. Everyone hire me.
Well, I'm going to have Maddie write everything I do. And then I also wrote Sally Rooney.
If you're going to be doing anything that has to do with romance or like pining, you have to get her involved.
And then I also wrote Stephen Chbosky because he did Perks, which is another good thing. Cinematographer, again, just like film the movie. Like just pick someone and film the movie.
Exactly.
I wrote a new and up and coming cinematographer, someone whenever I had the chance to make this movie, someone I went to school with, someone who's, new and has great potential. Like I'd want to do that with them because to me, like cinematography isn't on my side of things, but like I'd let someone else take the reins
as long as
do
we
their thing.
align. Yeah.
Okay, soundtrack. I said whoever picked the Jane the Virgin soundtrack because
That's random.
Have you ever you've seen Jane the Virgin?
I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes.
The reason I say that is because when I watched Jane the Virgin, the music was such a big part of like just feeling
because it's
every
supposed
scene.
to be like a telenovela.
Yeah,
so
I don't want the
very nuanced.
I don't want the music to be from Jane like the ones in Jane the Virgin. I just want the person who had the ideas to like match the scenes to the music to pick the songs. And then I just wrote a bunch of different songs, like Talk Too Much by Coin. It's one of my favorite songs ever. Growing Up is Blank by Rule. That's just another thing. Like different songs that I like.
Yeah, like songs of your life.
Yeah, I wrote The Spins by Mac Miller because that's iconic. I don't know, very high school.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Fun songs. But someone please make a better soundtrack. Casting. This is my favorite part of this whole film.
This was the part that like I'm
a casting director. What
can I say? So hard.
So me, I always say I'm gonna be played by Haley Steinfeld. If you haven't seen Edge of 17, that's the vibes I'm going for.
Amazing.
But I'm casting it as if I was like 25. So I'm putting this is in the future. I'm like 25.
Okay,
I'm, like, mid-20s.
Even though she can play younger.
Yeah, I know. But I'm playing mid-20s. My dad is played by Harry Connick Jr. I want you to look at a picture of Harry Connick Jr. Dad, if you're listening, I'm telling you, they're like brothers.
That's so funny,
right? Doesn't it look similar? He was in Dolphin Tale. That's all I know.
That is so funny.
Yeah, my mom is either gonna be played by Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay, yeah.
Or Monica Bellucci.
Okay, period. Both amazing choices.
Yes. So Harry Connick Jr. and Catherine Zeta-Jones or Monica Bellucci are gonna be
are Haley Steinfeld's parents.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense. I guess. Okay. Fake character I'm making up love interest named Logan.
No, I was gonna say like you can make him whoever you want. Like you're the most idealized version of what the person you want. To be.
The only people I wrote in caps Luke Benward.
Is he the one that
he's in Cloud 9? He's a Disney actor. I just am obsessed with him, and I want him to come back and do stuff. He was in Dumplin'.
Oh, the Netflix one.
So good.
He kind of looks like who played Ryan in the OC a little bit.
Well, I wrote Luke Benward. I wrote Logan Lerman.
Duh.
And then I also wrote Miguel Bernadeu from Elite. He's a little Hispanic, Spanish-speaking boy that I find extremely interesting. It wouldn't fit really for this story, but
he looks too like. I don't know.
Aggressive?
No, I don't know.
I also wrote Dylan O'Brien.
I don't know how I don't know how his character is in
the show.
The other thing.
But I wrote Dylan O'Brien because Dylan O'Brien might be playing Atlas in It Ends With Us, the movie that's being directed by
And I
Justin
also
Baldoni.
saw something that the CW is thinking of recasting The Flash.
Ugh.
But then I saw something that was like, but does he know that? He does not know anything that's going on.
He doesn't have a job right now. Okay. My friend Heather. You've seen Heather before.
Yes.
She's Sydney Sweeney. Heather has never seen Euphoria before, and I called her and I was like, I'm casting you as Sydney Sweeney. She said, who? I was like, girl.
What?
But not Cassie Euphoria.
Okay, then she can watch her in Machine Gun Kelly's.
That was so silly.
What was that?
But Heather's like a dancer.
Downward. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah.
Something about
Izzy
music.
made me watch it.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, my friend Mia is Dana Paola from Elite.
I see it. I don't.
Very aggressive Hispanic woman. Also has a big heart. Very fun,
I like this
upbeat.
one photo. She has cool
She was
hair.
Elphaba in the South American version of Wicked.
Oh, that's cool.
I think. Okay, you're Haley Kiyoko. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Just lemonade mouth gives me.
Yeah, because she does have a little bit of the edge.
Yeah,
True.
specifically lemonade mouth.
Yeah, that
but
era
25.
was so good. Yeah, her haircut's coming back. Little mullet moments coming back.
Zoe is Kieran Shipka or Catherine Newton. See, I couldn't decide that either one could do it.
Shipka or Karen. Both are good.
Yeah,
they both kind of look like each other.
Yeah.
No, I want Catherine Newton because we haven't seen her in a while. Where is she?
She's in the Society, and then she was gone. Bye.
And then she was in Pikachu, Detective Pikachu.
Oh, she was in that serial killer movie where she like switched bodies with that one guy. Freaky.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Another movie she's in. Okay.
I miss her.
Tall Shannon, is Elle Fanning.
She's the most perfect girl I've ever seen in my life.
Perfect for Shanny Pill.
Actually.
Caroline is Haley Lou Richardson from 5 Feet Apart.
I feel like I know who this
Has
is.
nothing, doesn't even look like Caroline. I don't know. I feel like
I
could
know
capture her
exactly who this
photographer doc
is.
energy.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, she was in Edison. Wait, was she like
She was
the
a
friend?
sister.
Oh, the sister.
No, the friend. The friend of the brother.
With the hot brother that
Yeah.
she likes. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, yes. The other Shannon is Abigail Breslin. Perfect.
That's so good.
And then Paige, I couldn't cast Paige, so Paige told me to say Paris Burlek, who's in some things. I just couldn't think of anyone that gives like I'm dying because of bio.
We literally
energy.
know this woman from Lab Rats. She was the girl
She was in Lab
Rats.
Rats?
She was the girl in Lab Rats.
You're so right. I don't know.
That's
doesn't
good.
capture Paige's energy to me, but
No, but she looks very nice
Yeah.
and she's a cool girl.
okay. So here's the actual concept for the film. I haven't even gone into it yet. I just wanted to give the preface. So obviously, first of all, a voiceover is necessary. Like there needs to be like me narrating something in my head. Maybe it's like a journal entry, something over top of the music, over top of the scene actually playing out. First act, establishing my life. I'm enjoying it, but it's getting a little boring. In the exact copy of my life version, I would be working on a film set. But in the version that I think Netflix could make, maybe a publishing industry where I work at a front desk or like an office job where it's repetitive and boring.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something that rubs me the wrong way about films, about filmmakers.
Which is why I'm like, oh, if I want to be accurate, I would be working in the film thing. But then like, have you seen The Hating Game? Did I make you watch The Hating Game?
Oh God, what's her name? Lucy,
Yeah.
whatever.
So like an office publishing job that's kind of repetitive and it's getting a little boring. Blah blah blah. I wrote really specific like camera shots. I go home. I go throughout my day. I go home and the clock hits 12 o'clock. Like it strikes 12 o'clock. There's a clock sitting on a windowsill. There's a window above it peeking out into the street. This clock hits 12 and then the clock kind of glitches and it stops ticking. It stopped on 12. And the camera kind of backs up and then you see me fast motion going through a bunch of things, throwing a ball at the wall, eating dinner, doing push-ups, jumping jacks, like hopscotch, jump, all the things, writing, reading, filming a movie in my living room. And then 12 hours later, somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to say that the time has passed. Then the clock strikes, or 24 hours later, the clock strikes again. It starts over.
If the window's open, then you can just
so
have
imagine the clock strikes
light
12
changing.
a.m. and then nothing happens for 24 hours and then the clock starts again 24 hours later. I don't know, it would make more sense if it was like seeing. It would be hard to write that. Repeat. All this happens again. I don't explain what's going on. There's a scene where I mess with one of my roommates in the middle of the night because they can't move for some reason. Like everyone is just frozen stationary. I thought it would be funny, like pouring water on someone and then they wake up like 24 hours later like, because I can't do anything about it. Blah, blah, blah. Keeps happening, this repetitive motion. And then one day, the clock strikes 12, I'm staring out my window, and I see a light turn on across the street in the 24-hour period where no one else is awake. I haven't been able to tell anyone what's going on because they would think I was crazy, but I see a light turn on across the way, and then end of Act 1, blah, blah, blah. Act 2, I'm looking out I see the guy, right, and I see him in the window, in beautiful light of whatever, and I'm like, how is this possible? I'm staring. He opens the window, and then the clock strikes 24 hours. So then I'm like, oh, maybe it was a mistake. Like maybe he just woke up a little early. Like maybe it was just like a glitch in the system.
That's so funny because in visual storytelling, Madoff just had us watch that one, the Oscar. They won the Oscar for best short, The Neighbors or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, where she's like, the couple is like seeing this other couple, like younger couple living out their lives.
The Voyeurs?
No, it's called like The Neighbors or like something.
Well, I know what you're talking about, but there was another like a feature that was.
And then there's like another one that was just recently came out too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so blah blah blah. I see him. We both see each other. All of Act 2 is him finding me and us doing
from
all
his
of the
point of view.
No, kind of. It could be.
From his
It could be like
perspective?
his point of view from seeing me and then coming to find me and then we're like together. Doing all of the fun things in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep because I have a boring life and I was boring in high school and I have a boring life and I want someone to show me how to live like this was the last 24 hours of my life. And then whatever, make a Netflix movie with that. The middle it can be Netflix. Going to the pool, going to the fair, going to the thing, but there's no one else around because we're the only two people awake. Then the part where I'm like, oh, I don't know how to finish this is Act 3 where it's like, oh, why does she only see him during the 24 hours where the whole rest of the world is sleeping. Why is this happening to both of them? Why does he like her so much? Why has he never tried to tell anyone about it? Why is he never awake during the day? They never meet during the day. That's like something supernatural. I wanted to do like really something super meta where she's like in a coma and all of it's fake, or like I made it up in my mind, like it's all been a journal entry.
Yeah, she's just
or
sitting at her desk.
super meta where I'm writing the film that is being made. So it's like I'm writing a movie about it happening because it's happening to me, and I make up a person in my mind to help me get through the day. Something like that. But I don't need the time loop to be explained. That's not a priority.
You don't have to provide an explanation for any. Period.
But yeah, that's my pitch one, because I don't know, cute little Netflix movie, a little bit deeper. My life sucks, and I think a man can help me, but it turns out he's not real, and he can't help me.
And yeah,
but you had a much more like.
Well, it's
meaningful.
Well, it's like because it's my like actual. Yeah. Like I'm not really making anything.
Yeah. No, I exaggerated the fact that I get so much stuff done and that I have an extra 24 hours.
Which is how ideas come to be.
Exactly.
But you have something else, right? You have two
I
ideas?
do. My second idea is actually a TV show. I like this one because I might try and write like a pilot for it over the summer because I think it's really funny. So here's my logline because I don't have a title yet. A team of volleyball players are followed around by documentarians trying to get the inside scoop of girls' volleyball club tournaments.
We love documentary style shows. Yeah, it's so good. So I'm watching Abbott Elementary right now, and it's the same thing, but with like elementary school teachers. It's so good.
But this would be like, I think it would be fake. It would be a mockumentary. Like it'd be very American Vandal, The Office. And then there's a movie that came out a while ago that I saw with my volleyball team called Miracle Season, where there's like a volleyball team and one of the girls dies, and so they have been a horrible volleyball team, and then they start playing really good because they have like good luck. Not because she died.
Scary.
But no, it's very like heartwarming. It was bad, but it was like heartwarming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want it to be like a fake mockumentary series where we kind of follow these girls on a team. The 3 words I gave to describe it is teamwork, friendship, and ridiculous. The reason I say The Office is because I have a lot of like silly, goofy ideas for just random episodes, but I'll get into that in a sec. Okay. If anyone has any good team name ideas, please let me know.
Like
I'm
volleyball
trying to think,
team name
because,
ideas?
Yes, because if it's gonna be a show, I would love to do like the first season's volleyball, but then we know that it's like a big team that has a big facility where all of their sports team plays. So there's like a baseball team, there's a football team,
it would be
there's a basketball team,
an
a
overarching
gymnastics
name.
team. Yeah, an overarching name, and then every season would be a different like team you would follow. So like the first season would be the girls volleyball team, the second season would be the boys baseball team.
I like that.
And you follow like each character's lives, and then some characters overlap, like the girls are dating the boys.
Yeah,
there's whatever, you know. So you get some characters that are overlapping. So if you have any good names for like a team, preferably like an animal or like a singular word that could describe a team, please let me know.
Just use a motif from your own life because it's the Izzy show.
I can't name it the Vipers. That's my volleyball team. But like, I would want it to be something that has like a deeper meaning to it, where some coach has like a conversation with the player and is like, we're the Jaguars for a reason.
That's my sister's elementary school name.
My high school was the Jaguars. Okay, director Sean McNamara. He directed Soul Surfer.
That's an interesting. I was not expecting.
He also directed Miracle Season, but mostly he directed Soul Surfer. So he directed the volleyball movie, Sean McNamara.
Sean McNamara, okay.
Yeah. He directed Soul Surfer, which is what most people have seen, but he also did Miracle Season. I won't take what he did in Miracle Season to heart.
I'm looking.
And then also Andy Fickman did Game Day with The Rock, and also Race to Witch Mountain with The Rock. And for some reason, I think Game Day is very like sports.
Yeah,
but then
it is.
Anyone who directed the Office episodes, like any comedian who's wants to do like that fun sitcom type of thing.
Yeah.
Writers, me and my volleyball team friends, Courtney, my friend who's listening right now, plays volleyball. So I would want like actual people who have played the sports that I'm writing about to write about it and use their experiences. And then I wrote anyone who wrote American Vandal, which is like a fake documentary series on Netflix.
But for following like teenagers though, which is like the big thing.
Yeah. And then specifically I need there to be like someone who has like this, you know, like the spunky comedy. I don't know how to describe The Office's type of comedy, but like I want the squeaking noises that shoes make on a volleyball court to be like the sound of the show.
Yeah.
Like the squeaking, like, you know, the volleyball players know.
Yeah.
I don't really care about a cinematographer, just film it. Like The Office.
Yeah, because if it's
film
supposed
it like
to be a mockumentary, then it's gonna be all
be all handheld.
handheld.
Yeah. Soundtrack. I wrote Panic at the Disco, but not because I like the music or because I don't like him, but like that was the music that we would listen to like pump up at games. We'd listen to like
and it's like a
what is it?
Which one?
Hey, look, I made it.
Oh God!
Like that stuff is like that's what you would play at a volleyball tournament to like get
that's
everyone
like
else.
PG, but but people understand.
Yeah, something like that. And then I also wrote Jack Harlow, I guess, because
it's like it's very much of the time.
Yeah,
yeah.
But stuff like that. I put a screenshot of all of the girls that were in the Miracle Season volleyball movie because they're actors, but they also play volleyball.
Real?
It's a real movie, Miracle Season. They play volleyball in the movie.
Is it like a good? I've never heard.
It's not great, but I think the message behind it is like the thing that's cool.
I'm looking
but
at
they
it
do
on
play
my
volleyball
cellular.
in the movie, so I feel like I would need to cast people. I would base the characters on like people that I played volleyball with, and then also like you know, other people that I've seen or other volleyball team stories that I've heard. But like I feel like I would need people who know how to play volleyball to play it.
Yeah.
Or because the show isn't even focused on them actually playing the game. It's more like surrounding the tournament life, surrounding the hotel life,
like
surrounding the character relationships on a club volleyball team, because that's something that like I think isn't talked about enough. Where it's like, oh yeah, a sports movie is probably about playing sports, but like I want to. I mean, there's drama. I have so much drama I could spill about my volleyball team.
I'm seeing like imagining, you know, the whole thing about like when it's your birthday and then you have like your two groups of friends.
Yeah.
Like I'm imagining like one of them having like a birthday.
Yes.
And that's like here are my school friends,
Yes.
and then here are like my volleyball
So
friends.
I have a bunch of random like actual ideas. Most episodes would take place at volleyball tournaments, different locations. You know, I'd pick like they travel across the country. I'd have to do one in Daytona Beach, Florida, because that's where a lot of the drama happens. Like, interviews would be in like the coach's office with them sitting at the desk, and then like hotel rooms, the medical booth with like the ice packs on everyone, stuff like
in
that.
The ambulance.
Yeah. I wrote big headquarters for the entire club. Sometimes the documentary people will go to their homes like and do. Oh, like there's a party. We're gonna film the party. Like this is what we signed up for. Documenting their lives outside of volleyball, like school prom. I want there to be like a prom something where the girl like takes the volleyball team. They all go to the same school together. Whatever, stuff like that. I would be the main character. I guess I'd name it probably not Izzy, but it's more of an ensemble series. But I want there to be like one girl who gives the most.
It's like the Jim Halper or
I wrote random characters. One super flirty character on the girls' team. I don't know. Two twins that are really tall, just because. Yeah. Because I have two girls, Angelina and Ches, who played on my volleyball team. They're not twins, but I want there to be identical twins that are super tall that both play volleyball. I feel like it'd be cool. One really fast libero character. They're the fastest and they play defense, but they're always gone at random moments. And then whenever you say their name, they're like always there. It's like the joke. It's like they're always there at all times. I have to write about me being in a relationship with someone on another sports team or the boys volleyball team. Sorry. I have to. Something like that. Two girls are dating on the team, causing drama.
Gosh, dude.
I need a practice episode where it's like just practice, where they're just practicing and it's like with the coaches. There's gonna be like three coaches, an assistant coach who's like cool. One of the coaches is weird and like I don't know. Have you seen Ted Lasso? There's like the one coach who's like weird, but he's fun.
Yeah.
That. One girl has a broken foot all the time, and so she's just always on the sideline. She's just always has a broken foot or a broken bone, something. She's never played volleyball the whole show.
Yeah.
There has to be a beach volleyball get-together episode where it's like, we're relaxing by the beach today, and then like all the drama unfolds and everyone hates each other. And then one episode I need there to be something about like throughout the episode they're arguing about what the jerseys are going to look like for the next season because that's just funny. First season would be volleyball, following would probably be boys baseball or something, soccer, swimming. They'd all be from the same teams, but then some characters would overlap.
Like one team that everyone just hates.
Oh, of course.
What sport that would be, I don't know.
And then I didn't write any specific like lines I would want in it, but I said there's no I in team, but then someone says that's stupid and you probably found it on Pinterest.
Yeah, that's funny.
Something
like from
like
far away.
Yeah, like you're dumb.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of it being a sports show that isn't about the sports. It's about what happens. It's about what happens when you play on a team of like 14 girls and you're with each other throughout the year, like forever. Yeah. You are with each other, you know, almost every single day of the week, every single weekend. You never spend time away from each other. How that is beneficial to, you know, growing up and learning about different kinds of people, but also how you know, one person leaves and the whole team dynamic fails, or you know, new people get added and drama outside of life, but then you leave everything when you get on the court. That's like the one thing that my coaches tell me, where it's like all the things that we're filming in the show would be stuff that's happening outside the court, but when you step on the volleyball court to play volleyball, you are playing volleyball and nothing else matters. I just got chills saying that. That's my idea.
Student athlete.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and write the pilot episode for that.
We know that this is going on YouTube, 2 different places, and Spotify.
Do not steal my idea. You are not. I am copywriting this idea. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try and write the pilot for it this summer because I think.
See, this is good that we don't get the high of streams.
Because
it plays in our favor.
Yeah. But those are my pitches. I come up with really random ideas like all the time. Like Zoe was on the phone with me the other day and she's like, "Can you help me come up with like a pitch for my her class where they make like fake shows and pitch them to people?"
The Game of Television.
Game of Television where they pitch shows, and I was like, volleyball show, and I was like, "Nope, it's mine."
Yeah, sorry.
Mine.
No, I come up with the random.
She was like, "Can I use your
too.
extra 24 hours?" Like, "No, they're mine." And then I give her a bunch of random ideas, like a janitor, the life of a janitor in a museum, and they like can hop into paintings. And so every episode it's like an educational show where you learn about different historical paintings. I don't know.
Talk about janitor, and then I think about in the beginning of Glee,
police guard.
Mr. Shu like starts to be a janitor so that he can like
or like a police officer.
But then he kisses that one girl.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for listening to this season of Girls on Film.
That's so crazy.
That was our last episode of the season. We will be back at a new time, probably a new day of the week next semester. But
in September, probably not August.
Yeah.
But if you want to catch up on anything, Girls on Film binge. You can find us
play the
on
applause.
YouTube.
Play the applause. Play the applause. Applause.
Yay!
Follow us on Instagram at Girls on Film Radio.
See, how did we just learn how to use this now?
We've never used it before.
That's so good. Follow us on Girls on Film.
Thank you so much.
At Maddie Chloe.
That's a long clip. Isabella and Bets on Instagram.
Yeah.
Please follow us. We love you guys.
Film
Thank you so much.
Radio.
Thank you for supporting us this season.
Yes.
I am so happy that we get to do this
and
every
that we
single
started
week.
it.
Yeah.
But have a good week, everyone.
Yes, everyone do good on their finals.
And move out. Don't forget to clean your room, vacuum, dust.
Do all the things. Love you guys.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Let's do this.
All the hits on one station.
It's go time!
This is the all-new Chapman Radio.
Hi, this is Alden, president of CMBT, and you're listening to Chapman Radio. CMBT is a club for music lovers, artists, and people interested in learning about music business and technology. Our club's purpose is to help you, as a student, create connections and network in the industry while exploring it with like-minded peers. Follow us on Instagram at cmbt.cu for updates. Now, back to the music.